what is the change that you've had in terms of your view of his snitching? Because that was the idea
Oh, no.
I got, is that you were backpedaling a little bit on some of your previous claims.
No. He went 21 months out here with some cases. See, when people say you working, right? And we revisit this, right? The Dale dude, right?
Dale.
Monster, right? The whole time he was hanging with Big U and doing whatever they was doing, he was working.
Okay, yeah.
But Dale got a case from 2020 where he got caught shipping a lot of drugs and he been up under the gun for that. So the feds was even giving him money, if you read the paperwork, to pay the extortion bill. Dale was working to entrap these dudes.
Right.
So, you know, you never know how that went. You know, a dude could be out making calls, knowing his phone hot, here, there, doing this, leading them to something, spinning off, and then investigations trigger, you never know. Usually when you catch a case like that, you tell your homies, hey, bro, I got a case, I'm hot. And then that's it. But when you like tuck that away and don't tell nobody, anybody from the streets, when they figure out, damn, you caught that win and you ain't told nobody, but everybody's gonna think you was doing something. You will never be able to prove it unless somebody catches a conviction and goes to the box and is there, but it's always gonna be that thing in the back of your mind. But as far as the RICO,
right, we
know why he's not in the RICO. Everybody was like, why Bricc? Why is Loose named in a RICO and not Bricc? You would have thought Bricc was closer to Big U than Loose.
So if Brick's entire charge was just guns and drugs, then he wouldn't have been on that RICO poster board. But because there was this alleged robbery that Big U taxed him for, that's why he was included on it.
He's really a victim. He really got extorted in the paperwork.
So, okay, this is my question. Is like, obviously Bricc is going to have to be quiet about a bunch of shit when he comes back to the podcast before he ends up going to trial or taking a deal or whatever it is. And given the nature of our friendship and the way that we are on this podcast, the first thing I'm going to want to do once we get settled in, if he comes back, is to just say, oh, you a bitch. You was letting Big U extort you. You know, like, I'm going to want to make that joke, but
he's there.
What can he say? Like, he can't comment on that.
But
you know that he's going to want to contextualize it and explain, it wasn't like that. It was like,
we all know what that means, bro. When you doing things outside of people and they find out and they say, you got to come pay the piper, you can't do that with everybody. He can't do that with everybody.
Right.
But the ones he could do that with, he's doing it with, because it wasn't like they heard about Bricc. You notice who Bricc did the robbery on is never mentioned. Nobody knows. They just heard he did a move.
Right.
And because we know you did a move, you got to come pay your way.
Right.
And this is why law enforcement had no problem talking to him about the situation, right? Because you're one of the victims.
Right.
Now, when the rest of the paperwork come out, Lord forbid is he collaborates, he really paid.
Okay.
If that comes out, then it's a bad thing.
Wait, what do you mean?
So like when the rest of the work come out, right? If it's in there that Bricc Baby gave a statement that, yeah, I in fact dropped off X amount of money to Big U.
Okay.
Because of this.
That's snitching.
Yeah,
that's,
at that point,
okay.
That's just direct. But we at least cleared up the reason why Bricc Baby is not named in the RICO as part of the RICO group is because he himself was being extorted and victimized.
Damn, my boy, a victim. That's crazy.
But if you think about it, bro, if you think about it,
the law of the land.
It makes sense.
Right.
On Bricc Baby's how his temperament changed. His videos he would do. He would say, can't nobody win over there. Everybody this. It's a dark cloud over the hood. I'm willing to try to help anybody, but then niggas want to do this. I'm on my own. I'm out the way. He really started, and then when he started to create and embrace his alter ego character, the old Bricc wouldn't have said a lot of shit that he started to say. I think he already made up in his mind, I'm never going that way again. I'm about to make this entertainment thing, this podcast thing, and whatever else comes with it, this is going to be my world of my life.